Hello guys, this is ABARNA from Central University of Tamil Nadu. As a continuation of seminar series, today I am going to talk about an overview of treatment of industrial effluents using microbes. What are industrial effluents? They are liquid or byproducts which are generated by industrial process. It may contain hazardous chemicals, organic matter and other type of pollutants based on the type of industry from which they are produced. As the industries are directly discharging this wastewater into the water bodies, these untreated effluents can contaminate rivers, groundwater and ecosystem. Hence, it is necessary to treat this wastewater before discharging into the water bodies to mitigate their environmental impact and ensure water quality for future generations. Global industrial discharge and treatment status. Some high-income countries have advanced treatment infrastructure, while many regions such as South and Southeast Asia are said to be discharging a significant portion of their wastewater with little to no treatment. According to 2022's WHO report, it shows that only 22 countries are said to be treating their wastewater, which is just 8% of the global population. In these countries, only 38% of the industrial wastewater was reported as treated, while out of this 38%, only 27% was safely treated. As the population was keep on increasing, the demand for water is also getting increased. Hence, it is necessary to find some efficient and sustainable wastewater treatment solutions. What are the types of effluents? The effluents are broadly characterized into chemical effluents, organic effluents, thermal effluents, radioactive effluents, and oil and grease based on the nature of the effluents. Chemical effluents contains the hazardous chemicals like heavy metals, solvents and acids. Organic effluents are the biodegradable materials found in industries like food processing and agriculture and some animal husbandry industries, etc. Thermal effluents were discharged from power plants and industrial cooling system. These effluents will raise the water temperature. Radioactive effluents are generated by nuclear plants and medical facilities. Oil and grease were formed from petroleum refineries, automotive industries and oil and grease industries. Before going into the treatment part, we should know what are the fundamentals of industrial effluents to characterize the wastewater. The wastewater is characterized based on the biological oxygen demand, that is the amount of oxygen required by the microbes to decompose the organic matter. If the organic matter of the water is high, then the BOD will be high. Then chemical oxygen demand. It is the total amount of oxygen needed to chemically oxidize all organic and inorganic compounds. So more than it is not like BOD. BOD covers only the organic matter, while COD covers both organic as well as the inorganic matter. Total suspended solids. This is the total amount of solid matter suspended in the water. And apart from that, three critical factors are pH, temperature and nutrients, which are important for the microbial activity. These can directly impact the microbial growth and development. What are the different levels of treatment? The treatment is broadly classified into 4 levels. First level is the preliminary treatment or pre-treatment. This involves the removal of the large solid particles by using bar screens or grit chambers. They just filter the large size particles. This is a physical method. Then second treatment is primary treatment, which involves the removal of floating and settleable matter such as suspended solids or organic matter. In this method, they will remove almost 70 to 80% of the almost medium sized, not large, like large will be separated in the first level treatment, and second level treatment will remove 70 to 80% of the suspended solids, and third level of treatment is the secondary treatment, which involves the removal of biodegradable organic matter and suspended solids with the help of microorganisms. They mostly prefer biological aerobic process, that is activated sludge process for this method, which removes 85% of the organic matter. And final fourth level is tertiary or advanced treatment. In this method, the residual suspended solids or dissolved solids will be removed. Apart from that, for the previous level of treatment, we have used microorganisms, which will be completely eradicated in this treatment by the use of disinfectants like chlorine, ozone and UV light. Biological treatment process. Biological wastewater treatment is also called a secondary treatment, which is used to remove the contaminants which is left after the primary treatment. In this method, they use the microorganism that will consume the organic matter as the food source, and they will convert this organic matter into simpler forms such as carbon dioxide, water and energy for their own growth and reproduction. Based on the process, biological treatment is broadly classified into two types, that is biological aerobic treatment and biological anaerobic treatment. So what are the microbes used in wastewater treatment? Based on the type of treatment, the microorganism can be used. That is, the aerobic bacteria can be used if the process is carried out in the presence of oxygen. So aerobic bacteria will consume the organic pollutants and they will convert them into carbon dioxide, water and new microbial cells. Anaerobic bacteria, they will break down the complex organic matter in the absence of oxygen, producing the biogas, that is methane, carbon dioxide, and they will produce the sludge. And facultative bacteria, it is a versatile organism that can switch between aerobic and anaerobic condition, hence it will make the treatment process quite effective. And nitrifying bacteria, which involves the conversion of that is ammonia to nitrite, then it will convert the nitrite to nitrate. So the organisms involved in these steps are nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. Then denitrifying bacteria, since the nitrifying bacteria converted the ammonia to nitrate, that is ammonia to nitrite to nitrate, this denitrifying bacteria will convert the nitrates to inert nitrogen gas, which can be released into the atmosphere. Hence it helps to reduce the nitrogen level present in the water, hence it prevents the eutrophication. Then phosphorus accumulating organisms. These organisms absorbs the excess phosphorus found in the wastewater and convert them into the polyphosphate into their cells. And other organisms can be used are protozoa, fungi and algae. The algae is the quite interesting one because it is mainly used in oxidation ponds, because they have the ability of photosynthesis, hence it can produce oxygen. Thus it reduces the requirement of the aeration in the ponds. Then biological aerobic treatment. Biological aerobic treatment, as the name indicates, it involves the usage of aerobic microorganisms to break down and remove the organic pollutants. The organic pollutants will be break down by aerobic bacteria in the presence of oxygen into carbon dioxide, water, and as the microorganisms are keep on growing, it produces the sludge, that is the new microbial cells. And aerobic biological treatment has various processes, which includes activated sludge process, trickling filter, aerated lagoons and oxidation ponds. Activated sludge is the most widely used method for domestic and industrial wastewater. It is most effective method and easiest method, hence it is mostly preferred. First one is activated sludge process. It involves a multi-chamber reactor. Into the reactor, they will add large amount of microbial mass to the wastewater and they will provide large amount of aeration, which will increase the, it will speed up the decomposition rate. Then the effluent from this aeration tank, which contains the microorganism, that is a flocculant of microorganism, will be transferred to the secondary clarifier. Then it will be transferred to the secondary clarifier for further treatment. Then trickling filter. As the name indicates, it will sprinkle the wastewater from the top. In the image you can see that they are sprinkling the wastewater from the top through the filter. This filter will filter the unnecessary compounds, mainly ammonia from the water, which is left after the primary treatment. Then the secondary effluent that settles will enter into the digest. Then third one is the aerated lagoons. Aerated lagoons are the big ponds with mechanical aeration. By the mechanical aeration, they will provide the oxygen to the ponds, which is necessary for the biological oxidation of the wastewater. Then the effluent of the aerated ponds can be reused, or they may may go for the further treatment. Then oxidation pond. This is a quite interesting pond as compared to the other type of the treatment. In this treatment, they will use the synergistic relationship between the algae and bacteria. In this image, you can see that algae, the thing is, bacteria through the respiration, they will produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide plus sunlight will be used by the algae through photosynthesis to produce oxygen, which will be consumed by bacteria for their growth. They will respire the oxygen, they will then they will supply carbon dioxide, which will be utilized by algae. Hence the decomposition process will be fulfilled by bacteria and algae synergistic effect. So bacteria will consume the organic pollutants in the wastewater. They will break down them into the CO2, water and new microbial mass, and in turn algae will use the carbon dioxide and they will produce the oxygen for the bacteria. Hence it is a self-sustainable system as it provides the necessary aeration without any mechanical equipment. Then comes the biological anaerobic treatment. As the name indicates, it uses the anaerobic bacteria to break down the organic pollutants in the absence of oxygen. Anaerobic bacteria will break down the organic material, resulting in the production of gases such as methane and carbon dioxide. Types of anaerobic treatment systems are, first one is anaerobic digesters. Anaerobic digesters are the big tanks which broke down the organic matter without the presence of oxygen. In the image you can see this is the pump through which they will make the substrate to flow inside the digester, and then the digester contains the microorganisms, that is anaerobic microbes, which will degrade the organic matter, and they will this is the fluid zone through which the biogas diffuses, and then it will pass out through the effluent gas pump. Then they are commonly used in municipal and industrial wastewater treatment for sludge stabilization and energy recovery. Then upflow anaerobic sludge blanket reactors, that is UASB. In the image you can see this is the sludge blanket, means the microbial blanket, and this is the inlet through which the wastewater is passed, and it will be the wastewater will flow upwards through the sludge. So hence the sludge organism will degrade the organic pollutants that are passing through it, and they will produce a biogas which will be released up through the biogas pump. Then this makes the anaerobic sludge blanket reactors more efficient and energy generating system. The excess of wastewater that are released, like after the decomposition, the wastewater will be released through that is the treated water will be released through the outlet pump. Then fixed bed reactors. Fixed bed reactors contains a fixed medium like plastic or gravel, which will provide the mechanical support to the bacteria to attach and grow. As the here they will, let me show you. Here they will pass the wastewater through the pump. This is the influent and this is the peristaltic pump. Then this third one is the anaerobic packed bed reactor, which will contain the microorganism fixed. Now the wastewater is continuously pumped through this fixed bed reactors. This microorganism will treat the consume the organic matter that is passing through the pump, passing through the bed reactor, and then the treated water will pass through this effluent pump. And then what are the advantages and disadvantages of this method? The advantages are cost effectiveness. It involves low operation cost, energy efficiency as compared to the other types of method, that is physical methods and chemical methods. Sustainability and environmental benefits. It involves complete degradation, nutrient removal, and it is less toxic as compared to the chemical treatments. And versatility and applicability. It is applied to broad spectrum of treatment, like various kinds of organic matter can be treated, and organic as well as inorganic compounds can be treated. And sludge reduction, and apart from that, safety and simplicity is the important advantage of the biological treatment, while disadvantages involve the sensitivity and operational instability, that is it is susceptible to the shock loads and slow recovery. The land and infrastructure requirements is the another drawback, because it requires a large land infrastructure, and especially for the aerobic bacteria, and sludge management is the another problem. And environmental dependence, that is microorganism obviously depends on the temperature and nutrient requirement. And effluent quality analysis, that is sometimes incomplete removal of the microorganism or incomplete removal of the organic and inorganic pollutants may happen in this case. Hence it is a potential disadvantage of this method. So these are the references. Thank you.